Guys, I can't tell you how embarrassed and humiliated I've been by this lock. This is the last, thank goodness, challenge lock from Tobias and Julian. They call this circular saw challenge. Now here's my tip to you. If you get a challenge lock from somebody who's good enough to manufacture their own key, and look how perfect this is, out of a circular saw blade, you can still see the carbide inserts in there, then you've probably got some serious problems. And I do. I have not been able to pick this. I've gotten a lot of fault sets, but that's it. It's only a 5-pinner. You can see the pins through the label right there. And I counted them as well. I guess they couldn't find a key of a high enough standard to meet theirs. They had to make one out of a saw blade. All right, what I have noticed, it does get stuck. And when you turn it counterclockwise, it really gets hung up. And I don't know why that is, because when you go the other way, if I get it to go the other way, there's something in there getting a little bit hung up, but it will work. It turns completely freely. Now, going that way, it's stuck, and I mean really stuck firmly. But when I go clockwise, there's no hang up. No idea what's going on. I'm sure some kind of freak of nature, but we're going to find out in just a minute. I am going to gut this, show you what's inside of it, and discover for myself at the same time. And then I'm sending this back to the two carpenters. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. I took a look, so I've kind of prepared everything. Got my pliers handy. I have not gutted this yet, so we're going to learn this together. I can't get over this key. This is steel. They cut all those grooves themselves. And then, of course, they got the max cuts in every direction. 3 highs and 2 lows. Just amazing. These guys, for carpenters, I just don't get it. They should go into lock making. All right, I got to arrange this like that. And that will allow us, hopefully, unless there's a T-pin in there, and there probably is, so just to hedge my bet, I am going to slide this right there, and that should line up with the drivers. And I'm just going to let him ride his way through and hopefully keep anything from falling into that crack. So let's see if we can get this out of here without breaking anything. I can already see some alien technology. I'm seeing a pin in position number 2. So I'm already seeing some weirdness. All right. I still feel bad, though. I can't tell you how many hours I've got on this guy. All right, we have a T-pin. This one is the pin. So I'm going to take him out a little gently. Set that there for a second so you can see how he was together. Try not to drop him, Bill. And don't do it through the camera lens. So we have a separatable key pin. And of course, we have serrations on him. There's no other way to do it. It has to be serrations, right? All right, pin 3. It's just a normal, well, we'll take a look. There's a break on him. I don't know if that's a partial pin, a breakaway pin, or... And there's another one. All right, looking inside of the core, I'm seeing some threads. I'm seeing some counter milling. All the good stuff. All right, chamber number 1 looks like countermilling. Number 2 is threaded. Number 3 looks like maybe some threads, very light threads. Countermilling on 4. And it looks like threads and countermilling on 5. Might just be threads. Really difficult to tell. Very rough looking threads, though. All right, so that's what we have on that. Now let's take a look at these guys real quick, because there's a break on this pin, on this steel pin. And I don't know if that's a straight up serration or if they've actually got a pin in this thing. I'm trying to hold tight. Come on, get some focus going. I think that's just a serration. I don't think that breaks apart. All right, number 4. I think he's just a serration too. Doesn't come apart. Nice sharp serrations in that guy. Number 5 is a standard pin. I'm surprised to see you in this neighborhood. All right, let's see what we got upstairs. There's got to be plenty of more magic. All right, I am looking at, it looks like a breakaway pin. Top part is serrated. Oh, that's just the spring. Okay, we're good. No breakaway pin. False alarm. Come on. Ugh. Being stubborn. Camera shy. All right, we got regular. Come on, Bill. Get coordinated here. Steel spring. Okay, number 2. Look at the serrations on this guy. It's got a reduced diameter too. It looks like an upside down Christmas tree. So the tip would act as a serrated, as a T-pin, and the rest of those would look like graduated serrations. Nasty, nasty. And then we have, of course, a different pin, or a different spring. Number 3. Okay, it looks like another breakaway. Here we have half steel and half brass. He was in like that. And it looks like, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let me set this guy down for a sec. Looks like he breaks apart. And he does not. Isn't that odd? That is not a breakaway pin. It looks like maybe it was originally chromed and they just cut it down to turn it into a nasty little serrated guy. Again, we have the reduced diameter on this one. So he's narrower or smaller diameter than a normal pin. So he's going to flop around inside of there. And again, we have a steel. Just a regular steel spring. All right, number 4. Looks like a mushroom. I would have expected, based on how much trouble this thing gave me, there's a different spring, to have some kind of super alien technology up in here. And then this guy, I don't even know what to call him. A spool slash serrated slash T-pin. 3 technologies all roll into one piece of loving pin. There's my shim that fell out, and we have one last spring. He looks like another one of these brass guys. Yep, another brass one. All right, Tobias and Julian, this is the last of the locks. Thank God. I can start regaining my sanity, I hope. Let's take a look at this, guys. This one does break apart. Let me break them apart for you so you can see when we're laid out here. That's what we're looking at. I got plenty of fault sets off of these. I'm going to look in the Bible in just a second to see if there were some serrations, but there must have been. Based on the number of serrated pins that we have in this thing and reduced diameters, I can't imagine that there isn't some kind of technology. Let me grab my new flashlight. And I'm going to have to say no. There is nothing upstairs. I'm not seeing any kind of modification to the Bible at all. Nothing. And I still don't understand why it was binding in one direction and not the other. Wait a minute. I am seeing some, I think I'm seeing some threads in chamber number 4. Looks like I can only see them from the front though, so I don't know if that's a manufacturing defect or part of Tobias and Julian's master plan to humiliate me further. Anyway, guys, what a great, I can't believe it. All right, well, the key clearly is a masterpiece and a work of art in itself. So Tobias, I'm going to keep this. No, I couldn't do that to you. I'll return all this to you. What a high level of frustration this lock has been. Thanks for sending it, and I'm going to return him all the way to Germany so you can inflict your damage on somebody else. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Great design. Stay safe. Stay legal.